What's the cheesiest pickup line you've ever been given?
Oh, can I look through my Tinder real quick?
Are you from Australia? Because you meet all my qualifications.
You know, I'd have to say I've actually been pretty blessed. I haven't been targeted with too many pickup lines, but if there was one, you know, it's the classic, you're the only 10 I see, or are you an angel you fell from heaven? I mean...
Is this the cheesiest pickup line you've ever been given?
That's a line of tracks with cheese on the back.
What is the meaning behind the expression, save a horse, ride a cowboy?
Well, I mean, the meaning behind that is, you know, start banging dudes. But yeah, I mean, it's more about the love for men and not the horses, right?
Why is 8 seconds a triumph in the rodeo, but a failure in the bedroom?
Because you need to last a lot longer in the bedroom than you do on the back of a bull.
Who can get off in 8 seconds? I mean, you're going to make $50,000 in 8 seconds in a rodeo, but you ain't going to make anything in 8 seconds in the bedroom.
You're supposed to last at least 30 in the bedroom.
30 seconds?
30 seconds 30 minutes. Okay. 30 minutes. Come on, guys.
Does your fascination with roping end at the rodeo, or does it continue in the bedroom?
It definitely does continue.
Continues for sure.
I'll say it continues.
Okay. Can you name something a woman does that she thinks is a turn on but is really a turn off?
Probably acting dumb.
It takes 3 hours to get ready.
Can you name something a man does that he thinks is a turn on but is actually a turn off?
Send dick pics.
I would say when they're like overly pushy about how attracted they are to you, if they're really in your face about it, oh, I care about you so much, sometimes for me that's a little much.
Do country girls prefer to date country guys?
Yeah, for sure. Because country girls, they want to be with a country guy that can lift their hay for them, or, you know, that has a truck to take them places. Nobody wants a city boy.
What's the difference in country girls and city girls?
Country girls can get in the mud and city girls cannot.
Well, country girls have good morals. They're looking for different stuff. They work hard. They look for a different thing in men. They're down with the blue collar. They're down for just more real men. City girls are looking for money and bullshit.
Country girls, they like to get down and dirty. City girls, they just like the show.
What is the definition of high maintenance?
My mom.
Do you consider high maintenance to be a red flag?
Yes.
High maintenance, if you need more than one suitcase.
Do you consider someone who's high maintenance to be a red flag?
No, not necessarily.
Where is the line between knowing your own self-worth and feeling entitled?
Entitled is when you think you're more than like you're better than everyone else, whereas like self-worth is just you're comfortable in yourself and you know that you're worthy.
Are you more likely to see a high maintenance woman or a high maintenance man?
High maintenance woman.
Why is that?
Because I live with one.
Who do you think is more romantic, men or women?
That's a tough one. Probably a man, because when he really loves a woman, he really goes for it. When women kind of can play games sometimes with it.
What were some of the things you were told about men while growing up?
Don't trust them.
Yeah, I agree with that one.
What is the most surprising thing you've learned about men from your experiences?
You can't trust them. Facts.
Do you prefer a man who is a gentleman or a bad boy?
Bad boy.
Bad boy.
Is it fair to say women lust after bad boys but want to settle down with nice guys?
Yeah.
I used to prefer bad boy, now gentleman all the way.
What do you find most attractive about a man, and more importantly, how has that changed throughout your life?
Now his heart and how he portrays himself to, be a good citizen to society and just be a good person, morals. Before, it was more of cat and mouse, kind of them chasing me, and that was fun because it was all just games.
What were some of the things you were told about men while growing up?
That they better open the door for you, open the door, treat you right, be polite.
What's the most surprising thing you learned about men from your experiences?
Most surprising thing I've learned about men is that they don't always do what they're gonna say. I think that's pretty obvious.
A lot of guys aren't raised right. A lot of them are not. They don't have morals and values.
What advice would you give to the women that don't trust men?
I don't trust them either.
They always lie. and most of the time cheat, unless you find that one really great person.
What are your thoughts on the following statement? Men fall in love with what they see, women fall in love with what they hear. That's why women wear makeup and it's why men lie.
That might be a little true, actually. Haven't heard that one, but yeah.
What's the difference between the type of woman men want to sleep with and the type men want relationships with?
I think when a girl automatically on a first date just sleeps with them, gives them the impression, oh, she lets everyone do that. So if they don't do that as often, in my opinion, they see them as more a relationship type and more connecting on a different level instead of just physical.
Do you prefer a man who's a gentleman or a bad boy?
Gentleman, 100%.
What are the characteristics of a gentleman?
Opening the door for you.
Being polite, offering to pay when he doesn't have to sometimes.
Yep.
The little things matter about it.
Texting you and asking you like, hey, did you make it home safely if you guys were
okay?
out?
Good morning text, good night text.
Yep.
What's the craziest thing you have done or has someone done for you in the name of love?
Oh gosh, can this be good or bad?
Either.
Probably destroyed someone else's car for me. Not for me, but someone who I was with.
Do you think people are more likely to be held accountable for their behavior if they live in a small town as opposed to a big city?
100%. I think small town values are what this country's missing.
Wouldn't that make them better dating prospects?
100%.
People that are around you will be judging you. And so if you're in a place where you know more people, you're less likely to do things that everyone's going to find out about and judge you for.
Everybody knows everybody and everybody's dated everybody else, and it's a little harder.
If you happen to be looking for a quality man, where would you expect to find one?
A quality man? Church. Yes, that is.
When was the last time you went to church?
Not at a bar. Definitely, I look at universities where I'm at school, or honestly, events like this where I'm around like-minded people, and that's usually what I look for.
When you meet a man you're interested in for the first time, what is the first question you typically ask?
How they treat their mama.
What's the difference between a man who has a good relationship with his mom and a mama's boy?
Mama's boy is always going to look for his mom opinion. He never has his own opinion. Someone who treats his mom well, though, and isn't a mama's boy, has respect for his mom and will have respect for you as well.
How would you describe the difference between masculine and feminine energy?
Masculine would be like more assertive and like she said, dominant's a good word. Feminine is more submissive and kind of goes with the flow a little bit easier.
I also think that men have more of a protective, dominant leadership instinct, and women have more of a patient, nurturing instinct.
Which of the following statements do you think is more true? A man's ideal woman is a bro in the body of a hot chick, or a woman's ideal man is a woman in the body of a handsome man?
The first one for sure.
Why do you say so?
Because I think guys for sure want something pretty to look at, but they also want someone they can joke around with. And
Because you want to be able to take her, go to the river and take her roping and take her dirt bike riding and take her wherever you're going to go, and then you want to see her in a dress at the bar that night, still looking amazing. Whereas I think a guy, I just don't find that anywhere attractive. I don't know how a woman could find that attractive even a little bit.
Does a man have to be masculine in order to attract a woman?
I think yes. Yes.
Does a woman need to be feminine in order to attract a man?
I would say yes, but I know a lot of manly chicks that are married and have husbands, so.
I'd say in certain areas. You need to be feminine in the right areas.
A lot of country girls are tomboys. Why is society more likely to accept a masculine woman than a feminine man?
That's a great question. I guess I don't know the answer to that. I think a woman being able to do masculine things gives you a broader spectrum of being accepted. What's your thought?
I feel like feminine men are starting to be a lot more accepted. I mean, masculine women have always been accepted because I feel like if you don't have a man in your life, the women have to pull out that masculine role. It's not really balanced when it comes to men. Like, men don't really have to do very many things that are feminine, but women, if you're single or you're alone or you don't have a family, then you have to take on that masculine role a lot more. So I feel like that's why it's a lot more accepted than it is versus men being a little more feminine.
masculine women are also capable of a soft side, and most masculine, so to speak, women got that way because they were soft and they've had to find a way to take care of themselves or survive the harsh world that we live in. And I think men, were intended to be masculine, obviously. They weren't intended to be feminine. And so it goes back to being able to be that dominant personality, and that's the man's job, is to care for the woman according to the Bible. And so, in my opinion, I think finding a woman that has maybe been more independent and chased her dreams may be considered masculine, but in all reality, it's just an independent woman trying to make her way in this world, where a man being more feminine is a man altering what he's supposed to be.
Why is a feminine man more likely to be seen as gay than a masculine woman would be seen as gay?
That is such a good question. See, I wonder that a lot, because there's a lot of guys, like my boyfriend, for example, he kind of wears like, his fun little like neon outfits, or like for prom, he'll wear like a fun, almost disco type suit. And then everybody at the school is like, oh, is he gay? Are you sure that he's not gay? I'm like, he is very much not gay. But if I show up and I'm wearing, like my boots because I just got out from the barn and my hair is a mess, everybody's like, oh, wow, cool. She's been working on the ranch all day. So that's something that's like a really good question, because I notice that a lot, even in my own life, because my boyfriend is very much straight, but I don't know why there's just such that, oh, okay, you're wearing a little bit more of a neon type clothing, you're gay.
So would you say that there's far more latitude about what's acceptably female than what's acceptably male?
Yes.
Is that a double standard?
Yes.
It is, but it's an acceptable double standard.
Who are your role models?
My mom.
Can you name any public figures?
Public figures that I look up to. I love Dolly Parton. I think she's a great activist in a lot of different communities, and she's very passionate about what she does.
Are Kim Kardashian and Cardi B good role models?
No, sir, they are not.
Why does our mainstream media promote women that have low morals?
Because it's an attention grabber.
Hell no.
Why does our mainstream media promote women that have low morals?
Because it's exciting, I guess.
We're so into listening to celebrities instead of creating our own opinions and doing our own research and meeting these own people, like going to the rallies and making sure we're in tune to it all, is just celebrities controlling younger people instead of having their own opinion.
Why do the majority of young women happen to be left-leaning woke liberals?
Oh my God, because of Snapchat and social media and Instagram.
They say that strong men and strong women create weaker men and weaker women because they don't have to work as hard because we already did it for them. And then those weak people create even weaker people. And then those people create strong people. And we're right at that precipice where both men and women are bringing up the weak. And those weak are the woke, in my mind. The woke will then change into strong men and strong women that'll rebuild this country. But I don't think that right now that it's a male or female thing. I think it's a cultural thing.
Do you know any women who don't support feminism?
I'm staying at home and cooking and cleaning.
She does not like to work.
What do young conservative women think about women's issues?
I think that we get it, but everyone's just being super dramatic about it, so it makes us want to do the opposite of what everyone's trying to push on us.
I do get outcasted from a lot of female communities. And I'm like, well, what is this whole sisterhood, women supporting women type thing? Because if I personally wouldn't have an abortion, and if you're having an abortion and I'm not going to sit over here pointing the finger, then why are you pointing the finger at me? That's something that I'm really noticing a lot, is and I don't even like to call myself a feminist nowadays, just because it's gotten to this extremist level of if you don't agree with what I'm thinking, then you're just out of the group.
I'm kind of biased. It should be women's choice, in my opinion, but I'm not pro-abortion, so it's hard.
I think young conservative women right now are so quiet, it's hard to understand what they're actually saying because we're not hearing them. They're so few and far between heard that it's hard to understand where they are at because if you come out as a young conservative woman, you're normally labeled as something that no one wants to be called. And that's very hard for them to then be heard. So I think we've still got some cultural changes to be made and some time to pass before we start seeing those women actually be heard.
Do you think feminism has gone too far or not far enough?
I think it's gone too far.
Too far.
Too far. Way too far.
I think feminism has gone too far, of course.
Men hating at this point.
You know, that's a tricky question. I think everybody's definition of feminism is very different. I think every woman is a little bit of a feminist in their own way based off of the belief that, females are capable of great things and women really can rule the world if they want to. But I don't think that feminism should regard, canceling the men that we need in our life. And this world isn't just women, it is men as well. And men play a very, very large aspect in keeping our politicians and our government and our world running properly. And I think that they have just as much to bring to the table as women do.